Hi, I thought I'd give you a bit of an update on my layouts. I'll start off here with the Hornby 6x4, which I've just used the Hornby track mat. So the big development I've done here is I've added lights. So I used these little fellows. So they're just a 3 LED, and you have to use them in 3 because of the little resistor there. They're 12 volt, and you just solder the wires to the positive and negative at the end there, and away you go. So that's so they're the lights. I'll give you a bit of a closer look. I did put some orange clear paint on them to try and make them look a little bit less bright. So there's the it worked more on some than others, so I might give them another coat. I've also got to do some more coating on the inside of the buildings, because as you can see, some of them are still glowing from the inside. So, but I'm quite happy with some of them. Some of them are nice tint. This one here, you can see the two houses have got two different shades, which is kind of cool. But I've got to use some more coats on the inside of some of the buildings to get them. So, but I'm pretty happy with that, to be honest, first go. So apart from a bit of touching up, that sort of makes the buildings pop a little bit. So I'll have to move on to doing some more interior detail on them. So we'll see how we go. So that's the main work I've done on the Hornby. No new locomotives up the top there. So as you can see, I run all the kids drive their Thomas trains up there. So Thomas, Percy, Emily and Toby over the far side there. Okay, coming down to the Woodlands 9x5, or what I'm calling my Woodlands. So there it is. I've put down some templates for buildings and drawn in the roads. So you can see there, I've done that. So it's a major developments. I've started sort of getting scenery underway. So I've got my 1950s, 60s American stuff there. So there's my two sets of F3As and Bs. They're Proto 1000 on the Western Pacific, which isn't really prototypically correct, but the Proto 2000 Rios are really nice model. So, but I've installed sound in the WP. I haven't got around to doing sound in the Proto 2000 Rio Grande yet, because it's a bit more complicated, because it's got Mars lights and auxiliary lights. So I'll get to it eventually though. But I've also started to do scenery there. So I've put this divider in. Just finished that today. And also finished this corner piece, so which looks pretty good. Pretty happy with that. So I'll just come around the layout a bit. Look at it from another perspective. There we are. So I put that car park in. I've painted it the yellow ochre to try and give it a sort of a gravel car park look. It looks alright, I guess. I'm not 100% sure whether I'm happy with the colour yet, so a bit more work to do. So there's my two of my Jeeps. So on the left, the Norfolk and Western GP30, and then my ATSF GP7. Pretty happy with that. So the other thing I've done with this layout is I've put on, oops, kicking things over here. I've put on these pieces of Perspex because a couple of months ago my Dash 9 went for a dive off on the floor, which wasn't too good. Luckily it didn't do a huge amount of damage, but hopefully I'll not repeat that particular mistake. So, and the only other thing I've done is I've put this road in here. So So that's where we are on that one. Sorry about the camera work, just freehand stuff. Alright, there's my control panel. So the DCC controller there runs the turntable, and then there's all the switches. So running an NCE system with a SB30, SB3 5 amp system. Alright, and my other layout is over here. It's my Kansas City time saver. Haven't done a little bit of work. I did show this at the Goulburn Valley Train Show a little while ago, but she copped a bit of damage, so I've got to do some repair work on the track. But I've done most of the cosmetic repairs. So it's a nice little layout, this one. Alright, and I'll give you a bit of a show of my other locos. So there's my Dash 9. You can see a battle scar up there on the cab where she nose dived into the ground. I'm very impressed with that. So took a couple of carriages with it. And I've got my MP15 UP switcher. There's my GP38 BNSF. That was my first model train, that one. I've just put sound in it, so I might do a separate video on that one. My Dash 8, which I've got pulling the Wheaties there. And I've got my Australian Wheatie, which is an A-class, Victorian A-class, which I've also just put sound in. I'll probably do a video on that, how I put sound in that one. And then I've got my Amtrak train, and then up the top here I've got the Flying Scotsman. I've got a Dutch DDM there, and then there's the rest of my Australian carriages, and I've got a South Australian Eel class, which also runs sort of Victorian up into New South Wales, standard gauge. So they're all pretty cool. So there we go. So there's the update. I might start some trains up, let you have a look. Start up my Western Pacific. And then start her up. I've got to say the bell sounds in the first 10 k's, 10 miles an hour. There she is, changes gear. If you increase the fast button, so if you increase the throttle fast, so here I press that one, it'll sound a grade crossing sound as she goes. Alright, I'm over here, I'll recall and start up this. It starts up the GP7. Alright, and I'll start up the Rio headlight, road numbered lights, and there's the Mars light. Start her up. And get the Zephyr going. Zephyr was my first launch into serious train collecting, much to my wife's chagrin. A bit different perspective. There we go. Hope you enjoyed the update.